Welcome to my channel. Today we explore a different context of time. Time travel is a concept that has fascinated humanity for centuries. Ancient myths and legends intertwine with modern science, creating a complex tapestry of possibilities and speculations. Imagine being in the middle of a journey to a bygone era, watching history unfold before your eyes. But what if it wasn't just a fantasy? As we explore, we'll delve into the chronicle of enigmatic events, surprising discoveries, and images that seem to defy logic and reality. One of the most intriguing discoveries is a watch ring found in a tomb from the Ming Dynasty. This object has caused panic among archaeologists, as it was engraved with Swiss. How could an artifact of such origin be in a tomb sealed for centuries? The question bounces between favors and theories. Some argue that it represents evidence of a time traveler, while others speak of a modern contamination. But the truth remains shrouded in mystery, and curiosity only fuels the debate. Then we have the 1938 photo, with a woman apparently using a portable device that resembles a cell phone. Looking at the scene in black and white elicits a mixture of disbelief and amazement. What if this really was a time travel phenomenon? Skeptics can try to explain the event, but every explanation that comes along never seems to be enough. The idea that someone managed to capture a moment from the future invites us to reflect on the possibilities of a larger reality. The fossilized shoe prints, discovered in Nevada and Utah, become another milestone in this search for truth. They are footprints dated hundreds of millions of years ago, when only primordial creatures must have existed on Earth. Interpretations of these discoveries range from scientific curiosities to possible evidence of a pre-existing human presence. The idea of humanity trapped in a game of time and space is both fascinating and disturbing at the same time. An 18th-century painting by Waldmuller, in which a woman appears to be examining a device that resembles a smartphone, leads us to further ponder. What kind of vision could the artist have had? Artworks can act as windows into the future, showing glimpses that we cannot see. This particular painting not only reminds us of our present, but invites us to consider past eras as places where the future itself could have manifested itself. The story of Andrew Carlson, a man arrested in 2003 for financial fraud, adds another fascinating chapter. His claim to be from the year 2256 has sparked the imagination of many. His financial sagacity has turned him into a mystery shrouded in sheets of unanswered questions. But who is he really? A simple con artist or a man with knowledge of a time that was not his? His disappearance after his release has further fueled the legend, leaving a hint of enigmatic possibility. In a photograph taken in 1941 in Canada, we see a man with a decidedly contemporary look for the time, with modern sunglasses and a portable camera. The image challenges us, forcing us to question not only the temporal context, but also the way we perceive the timeline. This shot reminds us that time may not be as rigid as we think, and that perhaps anachronisms are more common than we think. The resemblance between a little girl from 1898 and Greta Thunberg leads us to incredible conclusions. This derivation thins the boundary between past and present, evoking the idea that there is indeed a continuity in the environmentalist message. Is it possible that the past and the future are interconnected by some sort of invisible fil rouge? The physical similarities may just be coincidences, but the suggestion of a temporal agency continues to creep into the mind. Within ancient works of art, one can often recognize objects that resemble modern devices. Angelic figures hold what appear to be tablets, while scientists and astronomers are portrayed with instruments that seem to project them into our present. These artistic representations leave a glimpse into our perception of time and our ability to interpret familiar forms in historical contexts. We cannot rule out that our minds have been influenced by visions whose complexity is beyond our comprehension. Finally, if time travel were true, the meaning that would emerge would be of extraordinary importance. The implications of such events would risk destabilizing our beliefs, requiring a reassessment of the concept of time itself. We may, in fact, always be surrounded by time travelers, warning codes buried in the layers of our history. We simply need to learn to read the signs and stay open to all possibilities, because the mystery of time is yet to be explored. Stay tuned, because these incredible stories are just the beginning. The search for time travelers and hidden truths will lead us to discover more and more. Who knows what other enigmas await us in the darkness, ready to illuminate our vision of a cosmos larger and more interconnected than we could have ever imagined. If history has taught us anything, it is that the real adventure begins at the boundary between reality and imagination.